Hello and welcome to this video about functions. Functions. It's a huge topic in mathematics and it's extremely important that you understand it. The main goal of this video is just to get you to strengthen your fundamental understanding of what a function is. Let's get into functions now. So here is an example of what a function looks like. When you see a little notation like this, f of x, that indicates some sort of function. The way we state this read this as f of x. Other letters can also be used. G and h are common, but any other letter can be used. F of x is equal to the variable y. So we can write y is equal to f of x. You can think this as a function 2x plus 3 or as a equation. Equation like this is a linear equation. Y is equal to 2x plus 3. This is a linear equation. And the function we would refer as a linear function. So f of x equal to 2x plus 3. This is a linear function. Suppose let's take another function g of x, which is equal to x square plus 4x plus 5. So y is equal to x square plus 4x plus 5. Y is equal to x square plus 4x plus 5 is a quadratic equation. But the function g of x equal to x square plus 4x plus 5 is a quadratic function. We could write functions as g of x equal to 1 divided by 2x plus 1 or h of x equal to x cube minus 27, like that. In physics, we use s of t to represent distance a particle travels, or v of t to refer the velocity of a particle, or a of t to refer the acceleration of a particle. Now let's know basically what is a function. A function is basically in mathematics as an expression, a rule or law that defines the relationship between two variables. Okay, now take the function f of x equal to 2x plus 3. The rule basically here says that the rule is take your input value x and multiply it by 2 and then add with 3, and that will be the output. Okay, the value given to the variable x is considered as an input. Okay, the number being put into the function is referred as input. The number coming out of the function is called as an output. Okay, the value x takes is the input. The output f of x gets is the value f of x gets is known as the output. Okay, we are going to input values into the function. then we have some sort of rules like 2x plus 3 or x square plus 4x plus 5 or some kind of manipulation or mathematical operations. When you are done with that, we are going to get some sort of output value. That is the f of x value. Okay. The input value, that is the number being put into the function. Okay. And the output value, that is the number coming out of the function. Functions are a huge topic, but let's just make sure you get the basics right in this video. Okay. So what is the domain of a function? The domain of a function is the set of all inputs that the function is allowed to take. They must refer to x, okay, not y or f of x. If f of x equal to 2x plus 3 takes any x value, then the domain is all values of x. All values of x. This is the domain. Okay. Suppose the function is f of x equal to 1 over x. Then here it takes all the values of x except 0. You know 1 divided by 0 will give infinite. Okay. So for this, how to write the domain? We can simply write x is not equal to 0. It takes any value other than 0. So x is not equal to 0 is the domain for this function. Let's figure out what is this function's value is at 2. So that means I want to evaluate, that's how we would state that. This function we want to find f of 2. So you can see I am replacing this x with the 2. Okay. So over here in the rule part, I'm going to replace this x with whatever value I plugged in for this x here. So 2 multiplied by 2 plus 3. Okay. So now at this point, I can go and evaluate following the order of operation. So try to avoid making mistakes here. You have to follow the order of operations. So here, let's evaluate this. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. So 4 plus 3 is 7. So that's going to be 7. Okay. So we have seen already the function can be written as y is equal to f of x. So here I'm going to write x value as 2 and y value as 7. Okay. So now I have x comma y, the coordinate value. By using this, I can plot the graph for this function. You can construct a table using this x and y value and then plot a graph. Okay. Before that, let's see what is the range of a function is. What is the range of a function? The range of a function is the set of all outputs that the function gives out. This refers f of x and not x. Okay. For example, let's take the function f of x equal to 2x plus 3 with the domain x greater than or equal to 0. Then the range for this function will be f of x greater than or equal to 3. When you substitute x value as 0, you will get 3. The input 0 will be 3. So after that you will get a greater value. So f of x is greater than or equal to 3. Let's consider another function g of x equal to 1 over x plus 2 with domain x is greater than 0. So first plug in the value of x as 0, you will get 1 over 2. Okay, since the x is in the denominator, so whatever value you are giving higher value for x, you will be getting g of x is less value, lower value. So g of x will be less than 1 over 2. This is the range of this function. Okay, we can look at a function in variety of different ways. We can look at them in terms of their table. Okay, because we get a so x equal to 2, y equal to 7. So we can look this as a table or set of points 2, 7 are algebraically by their actual function rule, that is 2x plus 3. This is the functional rule. So this particular function happens to be a straight line. Okay, first let's mark the point 2, 7 in the graph. So you'll get a point like this. So it's going to be look something like this. Okay, and all the points that are on this graph are part of the domain and the range. So any point on this graph is going to be a it's going to refer the domain and range. Okay, now let's look at the another function g of x equal to x square plus 4x plus 5. Let's figure out what this function value is at 0. That is g of 0. Plug in the value 0 in the place of x. So you get 0 square plus 4 multiplied by 0 plus 5. Let's evaluate this. First 0 squared gives 0 plus 4 times 0 is 0 plus 5. That's going to be 5. So we have g of 0 is equal to 5. So that is the y value is 5. So x is 0, y is 5. Okay. For this also you can construct a table by using this x and y values, and you'll get different by giving different domain values you'll get the corresponding y values. Okay, by using that you can plot a graph like this. You'll get a quadratic curve. Okay, all the points on that are on this graph refers the domain and the range of the curve of the function. Another thing about function is function operations. So if you have two functions, let's say f of x and g of another function g of x, you can manipulate functions. You can add them, you can subtract them, and you can also multiply them. What we call as a composite function. You can also find functions inverse of the function. First, let's have a look how to multiply two functions. That is how to find composite function. So first, what is a composite function? A composite function is one function applied to the output of another function. It can be written as f g of x. That means f applied to the output of g of x. So g of x happens first. Keep it in mind, f g of x is different from g f of x. Okay. Let's check this one. F g of 2 equal to f, what is g value? G of x is x square plus 4x plus 5, and f of x equal to 2x plus 3. So g of x happens first. So plug in the value 2 in g of x function. So you get 2 square plus 4 multiplied by 2 plus 5, which is equal to f of 2 square is 4, 4 plus 8 plus 5, which is 17. Now plug in the value 17 in the function f of x. So you get 2 multiplied by 17 plus 3, which is equal to 34 plus 3, 37. Okay. Now here let's find g f of 2. Plug in the value 2 in the function f of x. So you get 2 multiplied by 2 plus 3, which is 7. G of 7 equal to, plug in the value 7 in the function g of x. You get 7 square plus 4 multiplied by 7 plus 5, which is equal to 49 plus 28 plus 5, 82. Okay. So note that these two are not equal. Next, what is an inverse function? The inverse function is a function obtained by reversing the given function. Okay. That means the inverse, an inverse function does the exact opposite of the original function. It is represented as f inverse of x. If the function is doubles the number and adds 3, the inverse will be subtract 3 and divide by 2. That is, apply the inverse operation in the reverse order. Okay. How to find inverse of any function? So you need to follow the steps. The steps are, first set y is equal to f of x, then swap x and y values, then make y the subject, replace y by f inverse of x. Let's take the function y is equal to, that is f of x equal to 2x plus 3. So y is equal to 2x plus 3 will be our first step. Then swap x and y. So this can be written as x equal to 2y plus 3. Make y the subject. So x minus 3 equal to 2y, or y is equal to x minus 3 divided by 2. Okay. Now replace y by f inverse of x. So f inverse of x equal to x minus 3 divided by 2. This is the inverse of the function f of x equal to 2x plus 3. Okay. So how to find the domain and range of an inverse function? The domain of an inverse function is same as the range of the original function. The range of an inverse function is same as the domain of the original function. Okay. And remember, f of f inverse of x equal to f inverse of f of x, which is equal to x.